Hello and welcome back. I'm Holly and you're watching 𝐊𝐿𝐴 TV live from Sydney. This is the Mid-Market Pulse. In today's show, apart from the regular mid-market updates, I'll also be sharing a special report on 5 ASX stocks from super hot technology space. Since technology space is trending today, it'll be an interesting insight. So stay tuned till the last to not miss 5 ASX stocks from the super hot technology space. On that note, let's get started with the mid-market commentary for today and see how the ASX 200 traded by lunchtime. The Australian share market slipped in red by the afternoon, pairing early gains knocked down by minus stocks, as well as index retail giant Kogan. The ASX 200 is trading lower by 15.90 points or 0.23% at 7,003.70. This gains in tech and healthcare stocks offset by losses in energy and materials stocks. Early today, the benchmark index opened higher, extending gains for the second session, tracking a strong finish via US shares on Wall Street in overnight trades. The benchmark index had crossed above its 50-day moving average in the opening trades. Meanwhile, mining stocks are down for a third day as iron ore prices continue to retreat from a record high. The sector leader, BHP Group, is down 1.2% at 47.70 Australian, its lowest in nearly 3 weeks, while Rio Tinto drops 2.3% to Australian 120.42. Among others, Fortescue Metals, Mineral Resources and Champion Iron fell up to 5%. The technology shares continue to dominate the performance, with Afterpay, EML Payments, WiseTech Global extending rally for the second day. Afterpay rose to over 5% to Australian 98.05, while EML Payments rose 10% to 3.20, and WiseTech Global climbed 2.5% to $26.80. In the healthcare space, biotech firm CSL rose 2% to hit a new 3-month high of 283.65, while ResMed shares prices gained 2% to 25.69. Fisher & Paykel gained over 3% to 31.34. And now moving on to the top gainers and losers. Buy now, pay later players EML Payments Limited is the top gainer on the ASX, followed by A2 Milk Company Limited, Xero Limited, Webjet Limited, and Corporate Travel Management Limited, among others. On the flip side, retail giant Kogan.com Limited is the top loser on the ASX. Some of the other worst performers include Nufarm Limited, Appen Limited, Santos Limited, and Sims Limited. And now let's take a look at the ASX listed stocks that are in the news today. Payment company EML Payments staged strong recovery in the last 2 days after falling 45% on Wednesday, amid reports that the Central Bank of Ireland, or CBI, may take actions to restrict its Irish subsidiary, PFS Card Services. Notably, PCSIL contributes 27% to the group's global revenue. The CBI's concerns relate to PSSIL's anti-money laundering, counter-terrorism financing, risk and control frameworks and governance. EML Payments stock is currently trading 16.15% higher at $3.38. Retail giant Kogan is the top percentage loser on the ASX, falling 12.9% to $8.84 after the company said it is facing short-term supply chain inefficiencies and inventory planning challenges due to market dislocations in the wake of COVID-19. As a result, the company expects underlying operating performance to be challenged in the near term, while its longer-term fundamentals remain very attractive. The company expects adjusted EBITDA for FY21 to be in the range of $58 million to $63 million. The share price of Freedom Foods enters a trading halt pending a capital raising announcement. The stock rose 2.4% to 0.43 cents Australian this morning ahead of the trading halt. Shares of 𝐷igitalX Limited trades were higher by 3.3% at 0.620 cents after the company declared strategic investment into Bitcoin and digital asset management. The company has decided to make a further strategic investment into 𝐷igitalX Digital Asset Fund, up to $750,000, as the DAF has steered robust asset price appreciation for 𝐷igitalX since inception and for all investors in the fund. The decision comes after the board has been continuously keeping an eye on the performance of the digital asset fund and the markets. BNPL leader Afterpay shares rose as much as 6.5% on Friday, extending a rally for the second session. On Thursday, the tech share closed 7.66% higher at 93.10 Australian after brokerage firm Macquarie upgraded the stock to outperform and retained 120 target price. As per the agency, the company is well positioned in the US BNPL space due to its large two-sided network of merchants and users. APN Convenience Retail REIT has announced the acquisition of 6 properties in South Australia on a safe and leaseback with OTR, collectively for $35.5 million, which represents an average purchase yield of 5.90%. The properties, which are located in Naracoorte, Gepps Cross, Glenunda, Kapunda, West Beach and Murray Bridge Eastside, have brand new 20-year leases with fixed annual rent reviews of 2.75%. The stock APN Convenience Retail REIT was spotted trading at 3.650 per share. Meanwhile, shares of Red 5 Limited fell as much as 11.5% to 0.173 Australian after the company has cut the production outlook for the Darlot gold mine in Western Australia to 74,000 ounces to 78,000 ounces from the previous forecast of 80,000 to 85,000 ounces. The company added a downward revision due to mining rates being negatively affected by machine operator and labor shortages. X-Tex Limited and French space technology company Meccano ID shared that they have entered into a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU. And now onwards, both the companies, X-Tech and Meccano ID, will be working in partnership to pursue international and Australian space market opportunities. And now moving on, Asian market trades in green. Asian markets are trading in green on Friday, following strong cues from Wall Street, snapping 3-session losing streak. All the major US markets closed higher on Thursday, while the tech ladder Nasdaq led the rally with a 1.7% gain. And Japan's Nikkei 225 trades extend the gain for the second day on strong macro data and rises 0.8%. Meanwhile, the Hong Kong's Hang Seng and China's Shanghai Composite are trading flat, while New Zealand's benchmark S&P NZX50 trades higher by 0.4%. Taiwan's Taiwan weighted indices rallied 1.6%, while Singapore's Straits Times is up by 0.15%. And now moving on to some important commodity market updates. Crude oil prices dropped nearly 2% on Thursday, extending a fall for the third session on the news that diplomats plan to waive off US sanctions on Iran that will lift the market's crude oil supply. July delivery Brent crude oil futures rose 0.49% to 65.25 US per barrel by the mid-market trade in Australia, whereas WTI crude oil futures for July delivery traded at 62.19 per barrel, up 0.40%. The energy stocks also witnessed selling pressure, with index heavyweights Beach Energy, Woodside Petroleum Limited falling between the 1.5 to 3% range. In bullion market, gold price fell as strong US dollar and elevated treasury yields dampened the yellow metal's appeal. The spot gold price was down 0.26% at $1,872.15 US per ounce on Friday. Index heavyweights Northern Star Resources Limited and Newcrest Mining Limited edge lower in the opening trades so far. And now I have a special report to share on technology stocks, as the technology space is performing very well today. But before that, it's time to take a little break. So don't go anywhere, and I'll be back within 30 seconds to share the special report on 5 ASX stocks from the super hot technology space. At 𝐊𝐼𝐴 TV, we'll take you to the heart of the Australian equity market. We'll bring you breakthrough stories that highlight volatility, as well as tailwinds building across the length and breadth of markets. Whether space travel will gain momentum, while economies may gradually open amid vaccine rollouts, our experts will share their timely inputs. So join us on this exciting journey of live streaming, financial and stock market news. 𝐊𝐼𝐴 TV. Welcome back. The Australian stock market reverted strongly on Thursday, marking one of the steepest rises in a month. The rally followed the release of job data for April of 2021 by the ABS, which indicated a decline in the unemployment rate from 5.7% in March to 5.5% in April, despite 30,600 job losses. The positive momentum seems to ease economic concerns that grew rampant after the JobKeeper payment program ended on the 28th of March. The ASX 200 closed 1.27% ahead at 7,020 points on the 20th of May, driven by gains in tech and banking stocks. Commonwealth Bank of Australia gained 3.23% to close at 98.40 on Thursday. Furthermore, tech stocks remained on the investors' radar, with ASX All Technology Index edging up by 3.2% in the session. Afterpay Limited gained 7.67% in the session to close at 93.10, while Altium Limited added 6.63% to 26.20. By now, pay later stocks led the tech sector higher, along with solid performances from other tech businesses. With this backdrop, let's have a look at some of the ASX listed companies that remained under the spotlight. First up is Megaport Limited, which provides elastic interconnection services with its global platform, enabling customers to connect their network to other services across the Megaport network. Megaport posted a strong performance in the third quarter of financial year 21, ending in March, with 8% quarter-on-quarter growth in its monthly recurring revenue to Australian $6.8 million. The company posted a 5% quarter-on-quarter increase in total revenue for the quarter to $19.6 million. Megaport has also launched Megaport Virtual Edge, or MVE, enabling the company to connect the customer's branch locations to the services, powering their IT solutions. As a result, it has expanded to the addressable market for the company concerning connectivity and interconnection services. The company indicated that MVE immediately supports the integration of Cisco SD-WAN. Megaport shares closed at 13.78 Australian on Thursday, edging up by 4% from the previous close. On the 21st of May, Megaport Limited shares were trading higher by 1.669% to 14.010 Australian. Next up is 𝐊𝐴𝐴 Limited, which is a software provider to the financial services industry. Recently, 𝐊𝐴𝐴 finalized the acquisition payments to the vendors of the Quant House around 8 months ahead of schedule. Quant House is a data and artificial intelligence company which offers market data as well as trading infrastructure. As a result of the early wrapped-up acquisition, 𝐊𝐴𝐴 upgraded its NPAT guidance in constant currency for FY21 from $56 million to $63 million and from $70 million to $77 million. With the company completing the earn-out arrangement for Quant House, it plans to advance to full integration of teams and strategy. 𝐊𝐴𝐴 shares gained 1.60% to trade at $10.17 on the 20th of May. 𝐊𝐴𝐴 Limited shares were trading higher by 1.474% on the 21st of May. And PushPay Holdings Limited provides a donor management system to the US-operated faith sector, non-profit organizations, and education providers. The company's operating revenue rose 40% for the year ending the 31st of March 2021, while total revenue edged up 39% to $181 million. NPAT for the year almost doubled, with a 95% uptick to $31.2 million. The company delivered an EBITDA of 58.9 in the financial year 21, and it expects to achieve EBITDA in the range of $64 million to $69 million for the year ending March 2022. And PushPay shares rose 0.65% to settle at 1.54 on the 20th of May. The company's shares were trading higher by 1.28% on the 21st of May. Next up is Codan Limited, which develops customer-oriented technological solutions to cater to communications, safety, productivity, and security issues in some of the world's harshest environments. Recently, the company closed the acquisition of US-based company Domo Tactical Communications, which is an established technology provider for high-bandwidth wireless communications. Also, Codan completed the acquisition of 100% interest in US-based Zetron Incorporated from Jack and Wood Corporation. Operating from the US, Australia, and the UK-based locations, Zetron provides communications and interoperability solutions to customers in areas such as transportation, public safety, healthcare, utilities, and natural resources. The company anticipates Zetron to contribute around $67 million of sales and $8 million in EBITDA under Codan's ownership in financial year 22. Crude Limited shares marked an uptick of 2% on Thursday to close at 17.24. The shares were noted at 17.430 on the 21st of May, up 1.102%. And Xero Limited is a cloud-based accounting software platform through which small businesses gain real access to real-time financial data. Xero registered an 18% increase in total revenue, in constant currency that is, to $848.8 million for the FY21 ending March 31st. COVID-19's impact on the company's top-line progress in the first half of this year was offset by strong growth in the subscriber numbers, which at the year ends stood at 2.74 million. Net profit increased by 16.4% over the previous year to 19.8 million. Xero Limited closed at 122.12 on the 20th of May, rising 4% intraday. Xero Limited shares are moving up by 5.117% on the 21st of May. Well, that is all for now. Keep watching 𝐊𝐿𝐴𝐼𝐻 TV as we bring you the latest news and trending market updates live from Sydney. This is 𝐊𝐿𝐴𝐼𝐻 signing off.